Fantastic. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us and welcome to the Trust for Sustainable Living's 2021 International Primary School Debates at the start of our week-long Partner Power Summit. My name's Kirsty Shakespeare. I'm the International Education for Sustainable Development Manager at the Trust for Sustainable Living. I'm going to be helping to moderate the primary discussions today, but I'd like to introduce you to the other panelists that you're going to be seeing on screen throughout the day, our moderator and our all-important judges. So I'm going to hand over to Carl Hansen, the Executive Director of the Trust for Sustainable Living, to introduce himself and our fellow judges.
Oh, thank you, Kirsty, and welcome everyone. My name is Carl Hansen, and I'm, as Kirsty said, I'm the Executive Director of TSL. And it's a great pleasure to welcome you to the 11th annual TSL International Schools Primary Debates. And we are very privileged to have with us some fellow judges, including Bijo Borghese from Thailand and the Orland Reserve. Do you want to just wave, Bijo? Cheers, thank you. And we've got Kekashan Basu from Green Hope Foundation in Toronto. And Green Hope works all around the world. Oh, where's our other judge, Kirsty?
We have one other judge who I think is having some technical issues, but will be joining us.
Okay, Sahid. Sahid will be joining us shortly before the debates start. So yeah, welcome everyone. Thank you, Kirsty.
Brilliant, thank you. So before I introduce our moderator, I just want to give a little bit of background and context to the competition this year. So this year we had our highest number of essay entries. We had over 1,300 essays from both primary and secondary, and we were delighted to have 59 different countries participate in the competition this year. Our primary students, the top 2, were selected from each country and invited to join us for the international debates. So I'm hoping that we will have around about 32 students participating with us today if all of their connections are stable and hold for our online event. But they're going to be in 4 teams today, debating their viewpoints and sharing their ideas on how we can protect biodiversity and prevent the 6th mass extinction. Oh, there we go. I can see that our final judge has just joined us. Sahid, can you hear us? Might give him a moment to connect his audio, but Sahid, our final judge, is here. So I will hand over and like to introduce you to, oh, there we go. Sahid, can you hear us? There we go. This is Sahid, who's our final judge. Give us a wave, Sahid. There we go. Bit of a delay in the connection there. Okay, so I'd like to introduce you then to our moderator, Georgie Jeffries. Georgie previously worked at the Living Rainforest, which is run by the Trust for Sustainable Living, as our senior animal keeper. She was very important in the education team, delivering lots of environmental education, which has been her pursued career path now, working for ZooLab Animal Handling Company, who attend primary and secondary schools to educate and inspire students to protect the environment. So I will hand over to Georgie to give herself a quick introduction, and then we're going to pass over to Carl afterwards.
Okay, thank you, Kirsty. Hello, or as Kirsty said, my name is Georgie, and I'm very grateful to have been invited here today, especially because this year's theme is about protecting biodiversity, which is important for us all to be a big part of. And it's something that I go to schools teaching about every day. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing all your presentations and hearing your viewpoints on those important points that we need to be thinking about. Would you like me to talk about the format, Kirsty, or are you going to come back to me for that?
I will come back to you for that. I'd like to hand over to Carl first, because he's got something exciting he's going to introduce before we make a start on the debates. So Carl, over to you.
Thank you, Kirsty. So as everyone knows, these are the primary schools debates. Linked to the debates this year, we also held the Sustainability Challenge video competition. And we had 2 primary school winners in that competition. And what we asked them to do was to express in 1 minute or under a message to world leaders that they wanted us to put forward to world leaders and to the COP15 CBD summit that's coming up in October. So without further ado, we'd like to play the first video. It's called Impact of Deforestation, and it is from the Seychelles.
I would like to draw your attention to the forest ecosystem, which is vital to biodiversity. The decline of forest is a burning issue. Deforestation happens due to natural disasters such as forest fires, droughts, floods, and due to human activities. Deforestation leads to too many disasters like landslides, soil erosion, sea erosion, and global warming, which damages the ozone layer and raises the sea level. Because of these disasters, entire biodiversity is at a risk. It's high time to take effective and urgent action to stop the loss of forests and to manage wisely the natural ecosystem. Take very serious punitive actions against the violators of our environmental rules and laws. If you have to cut trees for some unavoidable reasons, then you should plant many more trees than you cut. You should put a stop mark for deforestation. For the sake of the sustainability, we all owe this to our Mother Earth.
Well, thank you very much, Vashika. And oh yes, here's the second video.
But it simply means all the different varieties of life on Earth and how they are connected. When we take out our environment, our oceans, our plants, and animals, we are protecting our planet for many future generations to come. At 8 years old, I love the beach and natural park areas for tree climbing and family picnics. Our Earth at present is under serious threat because of global warming and climate change. I want to be 50 years old and still have beautiful places to visit, don't you? Therefore, we must prevent pollution and practice the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. Plant more trees, don't cut them down, and prevent hunting of our animals. Countries should focus on renewable energy from the sun and oceans and fight global warming by reducing carbon footprints. Protecting biodiversity means protecting our future.
Well, thank you very much. That was the second video from Trinidad and Tobago called Sustainability Challenge, and it rounds out our top 2 primary school video winners this year. Thank you. Over to you, Kirsty.
Wonderful. Thank you, Carl. And well done and congratulations to our 2 Sustainability Challenge video winners there. Okay, I'm going to hand back over to Georgie now, our moderator, who's going to run through the format of the debates for you, and then we're going to begin. So over to you, Georgie.
Thank you, Kirsty. Okay, well, this morning, or what we're going to do is we're going to first of all hear your 4 teams' presentations. So they will be in the following order. The first will be governments, then citizens, then business, and then scientists. So we'll be hearing your presentations. There will be opportunities for questions from other teams as well. On the changeover between teams, because Eva has a lot of technical wizardry to carry out then to bring you all onto the screen, we've got something quite exciting to show you, which I'm going to keep under my hat for now, so it's a bit more of a surprise, but we will be doing a little something during that changeover. After all of your presentations, we then hope that there is time for a break, to give you a 5-minute break from screen time for you to grab a drink, go to the toilet, or do star jumps, whatever you see that needs fit, to have a break away from the screen. We will then be reconvening and we will be doing our bigger picture debate. So we'll be thinking collectively as a society. Out of all of our 40 points that we've put forward from our 4 teams, we will be looking to slim that down to 10 points. Those most important points that will have the biggest impact on protecting biodiversity and preventing a 6th mass extinction. So I hope that all sounds great to everybody. When we've actually finished the debating, we will look to see if there's time to take any questions that may have come through on social media as well. But then we will be having a 30-minute break. That will be around 12:30, where our judges will be getting their heads together, having a think about everything that you guys have done today. And at 1 o'clock, there will be an awards. That will be when the awards start. This will be awards for the essay the essay competition and the awards for the debate today too. So you can either turn your camera off for that half an hour while the judges are making their decisions, or you can leave and rejoin too. So I think that's everything in regards to our format today. I hope that's okay with everyone. So I think we need to think about bringing, Eva, if it's okay, our government team to the screen. I can see our screen is changing, so Eva is very busy at doing that. I can see our government team getting on here. Great stuff.
Government's team, can you turn on your cameras if you're able to, so we can see your wonderful smiling faces? Kazan, it's on it. Thank you, Kazan.
Thank you. So we've got a few more of the government team to put cameras on. Okay, are we all here? So if we're all here, if we would like to put our presentation for the government team, and our first speaker would like to go ahead. Thank you.
We need a couple minutes. I think the couple government members are waiting to join in.
Ah, okay. So Naish is here. Naish, you're ready. Okay. Naish, are you our first speaker for the government team? Is Naish there? No, not quite there.
Naish?
Okay. If not, could we go to maybe somebody else in the government team, and we'll go back to Naish?
Hello?
If Naish is not quite here. Is that you, Naish?
Yes.
Lovely. Okay. Would you like to do your introduction, if that's okay, Eva? Is everybody with us now?
Yes.
Great stuff. Okay, go ahead then, Naish.
When they are gone, when every last life has been stolen, how will you remember them? Extinction is forever. Being the most advanced living being, it is the responsibility of us to save the existing species and to stop the sixth mass extinction. Good evening to the honorable adjudicators, our dear opponents, faculty members, and the audience. I, Naish Muhammad Naseem, on behalf of Team Government, express our sincere gratitude for providing such a wonderful opportunity to participate in this debate. Let me introduce the team members before I proceed. I, Naish Muhammad Naseem from Maldives, Trang Min from Vietnam, Malik Aizid Monen from Turkey, Swarnim Bhardwaj from India, Tan Kazan from Malaysia, and Daniel Bentley from the United Kingdom. So let us see what measures the government can take in order to stop the sixth mass extinction and thus to protect the biodiversity. The Red Data Book. We can maintain a Red Data Book to protect endangered species. The Red Data Book contains the complete list of threatened species. It helps to provide full information for research and monitoring programs to save the threatened and endangered species. The Red Data Book divides species into 9 categories: not evaluated, data deficient, least concern, near threatened, vulnerable, endangered, extinct in the wild, and extinct. We can also review ecologically fragile zones so they can be monitored and any work done. Diversity among species, ecosystem, and gene makes the planet unique from other planets. In order to protect the biodiversity, the state or community can declare species-enriched area as ecological hotspots or fragile areas. Through this, we can stop activities like mining, pollution, tourism, and etc. from these areas and monitor any other harmful activities in that particular area on a regular basis. The next part will be continued by my teammate, Trang.
Thank you. Hi everybody, I am Minh Trang. I come from Vietnam, and today I will talk about my points as the 4 Rs. Governments all around the world are responsible to take care of their citizens. Fortunately, nature provides us with resources that our governments can use. For example, the cities are the worst for pollution, as they are burning a huge amount of fossil fuels. To reduce pollution, we can use more sustainable resources such as wind turbine and solar panel. However, we must consider the high cost of building new resources. Governments can introduce more electric transport and offer those who own an electric car or bike to pay less road tax. The fumes in our atmosphere are causing birds and bees to fly away. In addition, people are developing health problems. Electric transport could reduce carbon dioxide that is emitting into our environments. An advantage of building renewable energy sources is that people will get new jobs, and those who have been working with fossil fuels can be retrained. Not only does this support the economy, it also encourages our ecosystem to bloom. The government can place plastic vending machines at the entrance of supermarkets. Each plastic bottle that is disposed into the machine will give a voucher to spend into the supermarkets. The plastic can be broken down and used again. This is great. This is a great way to help poor people live in the cities. In addition, supermarkets can use biodegradable packaging or refill option for the people. This is good for environments and limits waste. We can reuse many things such as bags and clothes. We can give our clothing to charity shops and reuse our bags when we go shopping. Clean food is very important for our well-being. Due to high population in the cities, the governments can work with schools and communities to plant fruit trees in the schools and neighborhoods. Furthermore, parents can use their garden or balcony to grow food. This is great for the children's health, and more birds will come, suggesting a balanced environment within society. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is your next speaker available?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, you can go ahead, Malika.
I want to talk about supporting the development of new technologies to protect the environment, promote the use of biodegradable plastics and materials. So, governments can improve the number of factories that make biodegradable plastics and materials. Also, they can make laws for citizens and supermarkets, because while the factories are making and selling biodegradable materials, for example, plastic bags, supermarkets may still have some plastic bags and selling them, or some factories may not be producing biodegradable plastics and materials. Or maybe they just don't have enough money and technology to make those. My solution for a scenario like this: first of all, governments can open a website for citizens to donate for the government. So the government can help the factories with money help. Then the factories which were not able to make biodegradable materials just because they didn't have enough money can now make the biodegradable materials, can buy and make the technology needed. How can the government promote their citizens to use biodegradable plastics and materials? If the government make laws, then the citizens would have to do it. And slowly, they would always use biodegradable plastics and materials. Secondly, there can be some websites or places where you learn why using biodegradable plastics and materials is. so important. And thirdly, maybe governments can give a task to some employees to make a documentary or show so that people can be informed and learn while having some fun.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Swarnim. Now may I start?
You may start, thank you.
Welcome. It's such a gratifying experience to share the podium with such great fellow students. My name is Swarnim, and today I will put forth my opinion on the topic. Let me come to my first topic. My first topic is wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. Can you move to next slide? Wildlife sanctuaries and national parks are immensely important because the animals are safe in the area and have freedom for roaming here and there. They can live their natural lives in the most natural way. Poaching is not allowed in the parks. Safari in the parks can happen, but the people are strictly not allowed to harm the innocent and righteous animals and get them from the vehicles in which they are traveling, making it safer for the animals. It can reduce animal stress. This is also helpful in improving the attitude of people towards biodiversity. And if I talk about facts and figures, in India at present, we have 102 national parks and 515 wildlife sanctuaries to protect the critically endangered species of animals in India, like the forest owlet, tiger toad, flying fox, etc. And with that, I reach the culmination and conclude my first topic of discussion. Thank you very much. Over to Maliki.
Hello again. My second topic is cleaning up lakes, rivers, and oceans. I want to talk about how can we protect them. First of all, contracts. Contracts are writings that says if you accept these things, then you have to sign here. They're used in law. When you sign a contract, that means you have accepted everything written on the contract. Contracts can have a really big impact on how we protect the lakes, rivers, and oceans. And when a country signs a contract about protecting biodiversity, then they have to do it. Some countries, such as Rio de Janeiro, had signed a contract about protecting and cleaning lakes, rivers, and oceans. The impacts when we clean up lakes, rivers, and oceans. Economy. There are some ways where biodiversity helps the country's economy a lot. When the country has such a nice biodiversity, then it means that it has a really good ecosystem, which means it has so many plants and animals, and the scientists can use them to make new medicines and the governments can sell them, so the country would earn some money. How would cleaning lakes, rivers, and oceans help? If the water of the country is clean, then the underground water is clean too, because water goes down the solid or the water canals or holes and reaches to the underground waters. After that, the underground water goes to the seas or oceans, or they reach the solid. When they reach there, the solid becomes more fertile. That makes the plants healthier and we get better environments. There can be some non-governmental organizations that cleans up lakes, rivers, and oceans, and inform people about how important cleaning lakes, rivers, and oceans is. How will this help? When there are some non-governmental organizations, they make people be more conscious. When people are conscious, they would love animals, plants, and their ecosystem. So they would want to help it, to clean the nature, to clean the lakes, rivers, and oceans. Nature is not a magician. It cannot fix everything by itself like hocus pocus. It needs some help, some great thinking minds that work together to make the world, environment, and our future a better place, just like what we do here at TSL. By doing the steps I told from this to this,
Thank you, Malika. Who is next in your team up for Organic and Sustainable Farm?
Hello, it is Kaizen from Malaysia talking about organic and sustainable farming.
Thank you.
Organic farming. Wait. Sorry, I had edit in my script, so it could be a little bit off. Sorry. Organic farming methods such as crop rotation, green manures, compost, biological pest control, and mechanical cultivation will reduce or terminate the use of toxic pesticides that might pollute the soil or underground water. Sustainable farming creates a cycle where crops are sold for profit and all the wastes are made into compost for the next crop cycle, further saving of fertilizer. Sustainable farming will also encourage the resurgence of bees. Bees, as their dwindling numbers are linked to the use of pesticides. Bees are crucial to pollinate plants and food crops, further increasing the yield and profits. Okay, thank you, and next it is Daniel.
Okay, Daniel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Today I am Daniel Bentley and I am from the UK and I'm going to do better education on the conservation of ecosystems and biospheres. First, what is an ecosystem? An ecosystem is a biological community of interacting organisms and their physical environment. For example, the plants and animals in the sea in Costa Rica, which I have visited. Second, what is the biosphere? The biosphere is the part of the Earth and its atmosphere in which living organisms exist, or that is capable of supporting life. Why is this important? This is important so people care about wildlife so they don't hurt animals, to let them know that all animals play a role in the world, so if we take one out, it will have an effect on our ecosystem, to have the same animals in the future, and so people can study them, so therefore we can learn more about the world and how they have adapted. How can we educate the world? We could educate the world better by using books, posters, diagrams, social media, leaflets, pictures/photos, documentaries, and even visitors coming into schools. Other things include TV programs, newspapers, websites, adverts, videos, textbooks, online books, competitions, radio, podcasts, and broadcasts. Thank you for listening. On to Kaizen.
Thank you, Daniel. Katie, are you ready?
Kaizen, not Katie.
Kaizen, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Kaizen. Are you ready?
Back to me, sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kaizen and I'm back for my second point, which is loss for deforestation, wildlife poaching, and trading. Laws for deforestation, wildlife poaching, and trading. Government should make laws to prevent deforestation, wildlife poaching, and trading. To deter criminals from repeat offences, the government should establish hefty fines and serious jail time. But what is most important is the enforcement of the law. The Forest Research Institute of Malaysia, or FRIM, which is under the Minister of Energy Natural Resources, helps prevent deforestation and monitor wildlife by utilizing drones and wildlife officers. Drones could be used to investigate a large area with minimal time and human resources used, gathering photo and video footage as evidence efficiently. On to Swamin. I wish to extend my thanks to all for giving me the opportunity to present my views on the second topic, my second topic, that is partnerships with other organizations to protect the environment. Partnerships should be made with other organizations and countries, because if the whole world works together, all the intelligent brains will come on a common platform for a common purpose. They can protect the environment better and faster. Things can work at a faster pace, and this concern, which is a global threat, can be resolved. If only one organization or country is working on the topic, it will take a lot of time. Organizations like TSL should be established to spread awareness about biodiversity. If all the organizations work together with each other, we will be able to stop the sixth mass extinction and the global warming. With this, I conclude my second topic. Thank you very much. Over to Daniel.
Okay, Daniel, thank you.
Hello, I'm Daniel, and I'm also going to do overpopulation. Why is this a problem? Overpopulation is a problem because it is destroying habitats of animals, reducing biodiversity, putting extra pressure on food supplies, creating too much demand for water, pumping out more carbon emissions, putting more pressure on homes so there is more need for wood, and creating more need for land. What could governments do? Governments could keep some areas as conservation zones, educate people from an early age, set up a tax system which favours smaller families, and educate girls and encourage careers for them. Thank you for listening to all of us. We might be small, but what we do here is very big and very important. It will make a huge difference for the future. One voice might be hard to hear, but if we join our voices and our efforts, we will be heard. This is our future and our planet, so we will fight for every animal and every plant. And I believe we will win.
Thank you very much, government team. That was a very well researched and very well delivered presentation. It was great to hear your viewpoints on your 10 points. Shall we open up to see if any of the other teams have any questions for the government team? Any of the other teams? Okay, so we've got Tharana. Could we get to Tharana so she can speak, Eva?
Yeah, you should be able to. You've been unmuted.
Okay, great.
Tarana, do you want to share your point with us? Or you can type it in the chat.
I have a question. To save biodiversity and how to punish people who break the law, but we already do this and it is not working. So instead of punishing, how about if the government introduce a really good reward system to reward acts to save nature?
We only unfortunately heard about half of that, Tharana. But does anybody from the government team, I think we've got the general gist. Does anybody from the government team want to answer Tharana's point?
This point belonged to Kaysen, so I think if he could give an answer, it would be better.
Okay, Kaysen?
I think he means that if the punishment is too light, then they will still want to do it again. So it has to be more heavier.
I think the question was, could the government provide incentives and provide positive encouragement for people to make better choices rather than providing punishments for making choices to poach and illegally hunt? So do you think that would work, Kaysen?
So I wanted to say tax incentives for both of them, but me and my father had a discussion to remove that.
Great stuff. Okay, should we take any more questions? I did see a question in the chat, I think from the business team. Is there somebody from the business team that'd like to ask a question to the government team after their presentation? So we've got Noella.
My question is, why should governments care about protecting biodiversity?
Okay, great stuff. Anybody in the government team like to answer that point? Malika?
Or the question.
You didn't catch the question? Yeah. No, could you repeat the question for us?
Why should governments care about protecting biodiversity?
No. If the government doesn't do it, who else is going to?
Same answer for me.
Okay, thank you. We've got some more hands raised actually. I think we had another one from the business team.
Yeah, so this is another question similar to the first one. People still break laws now, and even if you put really heavy punishment, there will still be people trying to break it. I don't know why, because it's quite unethical, but what will you do if people still try to break the law?
We can give them more heavier punishment, and if somebody does something good, as the other questioner said, we can give them rewards like that one.
Malika, would you like to speak as well on that?
Yes, thank you. That was a good question, actually. Yes, people still break laws, so governments might give them some rewards or challenging things so that they would want to get the reward. That way they would protect the biodiversity.
Okay, great stuff. So we've got 3 more hands raised there. So if I can't actually see who our hands have raised, unfortunately, but if
Samia, Samia Mikhail from the Seychelles, do you want to share your question?
Yes, hello. How exactly can government stop overpopulation?
If we go to the government team, Swanim?
Yeah, the government can stop the overpopulation by, like China has done the same, that the 2/3 policy, 3/3 policy, and like that. So if the person does more babies and all that things, the resources will be cut. That will be a little strict, but we have to do it.
Malika, did you have a point on that as well? Malika, did you have a point on that as well? You have your hand up.
Yeah, I want to talk about that too. Yeah, I heard that China is doing a population control, and governments can do it this way. When people give birth to more than 2 or 3 babies, then they would have to pay some money, or they would have to go to another country to do it, because yeah, this way it's been controlled.
Okay. And Daniel, you've also got your hand up for the government team.
We could they could put up a tax system.
Okay. Naish, did you want to speak on that point as well?
It was about the previous point.
Okay.
Wait, so we, the government, can raise awareness by conducting sessions. What it is doing to the biodiversity can be explained.
Okay, sorry, could you just repeat your last sentence, Naish? I don't think we caught that quite.
What it is doing to the biodiversity can be explained.
Okay, I think we probably need to move on. Kirsty, would you say we need to move on now, I think, because of timing?
Yeah, that's all of our questions answered. So we can move on to our next team. So we can hand over to you, Georgie, for the poll.
Lovely.
Well done, government's team.
Big well done to our government's team. So guys, what we're going to do is we're going to change over to our citizens team that are next. In the meantime, can we get me full screen if that's all right, Eva? I've got something we're going to show you guys. So I've got an invertebrate here that I'm going to show you. And it's a giant African land snail. And we've got a poll we want you to take part in. Out of all the species on our planet, which are there more of? Are there more invertebrates? So that's animals without a backbone, of course, or vertebrates, animals with a backbone. So what are our thoughts there? Okay, so we've got a bit of a changeover. Okay, I'm going to do a countdown because we're going to end it very shortly because I want to show you something quite quickly. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gosh, that's actually quite close. So we've got 41% thinking there are more invertebrates on our planet. That's animals without a backbone. And 59 thinking there are more vertebrates. So actually, where the general opinion is there are more vertebrates on our planet. Well, there are actually more invertebrates on our planet. So out of all the species there are on our planet, 97% of them are invertebrates. 97% are invertebrates. So there's 1.25 million species discovered, and 97% of them are invertebrates. Remember, many more are being discovered all the time. Let's take a look at this guy here. This is a giant African land snail. This is Brian. And we'll give a couple of quick facts before we move on, while Eva is bringing our citizen team to the forefront. Those two things on the top of his head, they are his eyes. They're on stalks, okay, but they're not great. He can only really tell the difference between daytime and nighttime. So to help him out, he has these feelers, these antennae on his chin here, okay. And in his mouth, guys, he has 10,000 teeth on his tongue. 10,000 teeth on his tongue. Thank you for spotlighting. 10,000 teeth on his tongue. Now, I'm pretty sure he doesn't go to the dentist. However, those teeth are really important to him because those teeth help him to tear away at plants, but he also uses those teeth to tear away at rocks. Why is he tearing away at rocks? If you want to put in the type chat, guys, and then we're going to move on. Why does he tear away at rocks? What does he do that for? Any ideas? He's getting something very important from the rocks. Not digesting food. Good try, Kaizen. That's a bit like a bird and its crop, but yeah, it's getting something from the rock. It's something that you also need for your bones and teeth. Any idea what you need for your bones and teeth? Calcium. Great stuff. It's calcium. You need calcium for your bones and teeth. You get your calcium from milk, cheese and yogurts. He can't pop to the shops. He's a snail. So he uses his teeth and he tears away at rocks, and he gets the calcium from the rocks to build his shell up, because he's born with his shell and it grows with him. Not to sharpen his teeth, although I like your way of thinking. That's a great way of thinking. Okay, let's move on to our next team, which is the citizen team. So I'm going to remove the spotlight. And if we bring our citizen team to the front there. Okay. Okay, if our first speaker for our citizen team, if we are all there, like to go ahead. Thank you.
Shall I start?
Thank you. Yeah, Tarana.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is our presentation outline. Next slide, please. First of all, thank you for giving our team this opportunity to make a case for saving biodiversity. I hope you're all ready to listen to our ideas. We are Citizens Group. A citizen is a person who is legally recognized as a national of a country, like a citizen of Norway, Japan, or the UK. The great majority of the people living in the world are citizens of a country. Our team members are Jonathan Brown from Jamaica, and Veshkamat Pal from India, Megumi Trafler from Luxembourg, Maso Akimumi from Nigeria, Chino Matelo from the Philippines, Darwin Tan from United Arab Emirates, UAE, and Taran Rajakarana me from Japan. Over to you, Moyoso.
Okay, Moyoso, are you there?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We were a little bit echoey, Moyoso, but we'll try and go ahead.
Okay.
Is it showing that? It's showing that?
I think you've just put yourself on mute, Moyoso. If you unmute for us.
Let's switch it up. She's using the same system.
It might be, Moyoso, you might have you got other devices on within the same room? That might be the problem with how you're getting feedback.
Okay, is it possible she be transferred to where her name is?
I think it might be an idea for us to perhaps move on to the next, and we'll try and come back to you, Moyoso.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I think it's quite difficult to understand, unfortunately. So if we move on, whoever was next after Moyoso, if you have, let's see if you've got any other devices, or yes, if your volume is up too high.
Okay, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh,
great
perfect
stuff.
Please, can you move the slide? Thank you. Good day, everyone. My name is Moyosore Akiomi, and I will be representing Nigeria. I'm here to talk about the 4 R's. The slide is not properly. I'm coming, please.
Is this the right slide, Moyoso?
No, the slide before, ma'am. Thank you. Roles of citizens in protecting biodiversity. Point 1 is recycling. No, ma'am. The other slide. Sorry.
Is that the right slide for you, Moyoso?
Okay. Okay. Okay, roles of citizens in
Moiso, can you hear us? We can't actually hear you at the moment.
Point one is recycling. Point one is recycling. Citizens can help in protecting biodiversity by recycling old items, tools, equipment, gadgets, and household warehouses. This can
Are you okay?
refusing to buy goods without equal labels and refusing to buy new items until the old ones cannot be reused. Reducing daily consumption of food and other materials. Reusing what they already have, or donating used clothes. Recycling them when they are too old to be used again. This will go a long way because it will reduce litters, waste, pollution, and even prolong constant manufacture of products, thereby protecting biodiversity. Thank you. I hand it over to Jonathan. Jonathan, you can go on now.
Thank you, Moyasur. The second point is use sustainable and responsible energy. With fossil fuel, carbon dioxide emissions, and greenhouse gases being major contributors to global warming, it is advised that citizens practice the use of sustainable, renewable, and responsible energy. 1 billion tons of fossil fuel is being consumed every year. In correcting this, it is paramount for everyone to reduce the use of fossil fuel cars and utilize electric cars, use bicycles, and practice carpooling in public transport, all in aid of reducing extreme gas emissions. Additionally, citizens should use renewable energy through the form of solar power by using more solar panels. Solar panels are used to convert the sun's light to electricity, which reduces the entire use of oil and gas. Biomass energy is also a flexible, renewable energy source which can fuel cars, heat buildings, and produce electricity. Thank you. Now, I'll hand over to
Thank you, Jonathan. Good evening to one and all present here. So my first point is role of social media to protect biodiversity. So friends, from 19th century to today's time, we can see some issues are increasing day by day, like land, water pollution, protecting of endangered animal species, wastage of food, etc. So what we can do? Let me clear it. We can raise our voice and can spread awareness by NGOs campaigning through social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, etc. We can raise funds for a flora and fauna, terra and aqua, and can donate it to NGOs who work towards protecting biodiversity. We can educate and spread awareness in people by social or educational campaigns like on overpopulation, on poaching, or wastage of food. By the campaigns, petition, hashtag, blogs, even, we can raise our voice on climate change issues via social media. The best examples are Redraw the Line, the Unfriend Coal, Formosa Plastic Corporation, and GetServe. And for global welfare, we can connect with scientists, government, citizens, etc. And to debates, painting, and photography competitions, we can spread awareness in our society. So my first point is completed. Now my second point is organic product with eco-label product. Ma'am, please. Yes, ma'am. Organic product with eco-label product. So why organic product or why eco-label product? Let me clear it. Organic products have more beneficial nutrients such as antioxidants than these conventionally grown counterparts, and people with allergies to food, chemical, or preservatives may find these symptoms lesser or go away when they eat only organic food. Organic products contain fewer pesticides. It controls processes like crop rotation, green manure, organic waste management, biological pest control, etc. Organic products specify eco labels, and these labels are used by manufacturers of products claimed to be environmentally acceptable. So, pay attention on labeling before buying. Choose fair trade certified goods to support companies for sustainable production and encourage organic products. Wrong reasons to buy organic product. It can reduce the amount of chemical or sewage sludge. It can support soil formation and can stop deforestation. It can support culture of agriculture, reduce farm waste, and can provide quality food stuff with nutrition. It can help in irradiation and can create job for people. So I think make environment healthy is a need of time. And we have to work together. Either we are from scientists, government, business person. And just I, a citizen, can make a difference. Unitedly, we can do a lot of things to make our earth beautiful because our own healing solutions are in nature. So thank you and have a marvelous day. Over to you, Mikumi.
Create gardens and plant trees. Gardens, parks, and forests are the spaces plants, insects, and animals need to live. As trees and plants grow, they use CO2 from the air and give us back fresh air to breathe. Insects and animals make the forest stay healthy by delivering ecosystem services. Drink tap water instead of bottled water. Let's drink filtered tap water to stop pollution with plastic bottles. Plastic that ends up in the seas enters our ecosystem and the food chain. We can all make a difference with every glass of water. Over to Chino.
Thank you.
Sorry, wait.
Okay, Chino, you ready to go ahead?
Yes. Why is it important to lessen waste? Waste harms biodiversity because it can contaminate the areas where animals live. Animals can get sick after eating contaminated food. Waste can force animals to move to another environment and affect the food chains very negatively. For example, there could be more cockroaches in an area where there is a lot of waste. Creating waste is also bad because we use a lot of resources that animals rely on, like paper, which needs people to cut down a lot of trees. How can citizens lessen food waste? One way to lessen food waste is to do campaigns like Waste Free Wednesday. In our school, when we have Waste Free Wednesday, everyone keeps the food for later, gives it to someone else, or uses it in compost. Campaigns are important because they show people how their eating affects their environment and teaches them to shop more smartly. These campaigns can be done not only in schools but in offices, factories, and many places. Citizens will be encouraged to protect biodiversity because they don't have to make a huge changes, but they can fix daily habits like eating what they can. The campaigns can also talk about other kinds of waste, not just food. They can show alternative uses for trash, like recycling them for materials they can use at home, like decoration. The government can work with the citizens by tracking people's responses to the campaign. Businesses can give ideas for overuses of waste by showing recycled products. By eliminating waste, we can keep animals healthy, stop using resources that they need, and they won't need to move and spread diseases. Next.
Thank you, Chino. If we move on to our next speaker. Who is our next speaker for citizens?
Darwin.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
Darwin, we can't hear you.
Not me. Darwin.
Sorry, I said Darwin. Yep, Darwin, you're not muted, but we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect. Well done. Off you go.
Poaching and stopping illegal wildlife trafficking. Citizens can help biodiversity by following the law, because if more people decide to poach animals, then soon more animals will be endangered and even extinct. And if us humans will poach more animals, it will also affect the businesses, because more people will be in prison because of poaching, and the businesses will not have as much consumers anymore. And soon some businesses will close and less jobs will be open, causing the Great Depression again. The pros of stopping poaching is that more animals will be able to reproduce and the life cycle will be back to normal again, and it will be less likely that animals will be endangered. Thank you for listening, and now over to Jonathan.
Thank you, Jonathan. Are you okay to go ahead? Jonathan, are you there?
Have we got Jonathan with us still?
Jonathan, I think you're unmuted, but we can't hear you at the moment.
Hang on a moment.
Should we go to our next speaker and go back to Jonathan, and we'll try you in a minute, Jonathan?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Who's our next speaker for the citizen team after Jonathan?
Me.
Okay. Great stuff. Go ahead.
The 10th idea we have is partnership. Saving biodiversity is a shared responsibility where everyone has an important role to play. This is not only because one group can't save biodiversity if others continue to destroy it. This is also because 1, it's too demanding for one person to do alone, and 2, because we all contribute in different ways to destroy it. This is why partnership is key to saving biodiversity. Partnership is an arrangement between 2 or more persons, groups, or institutions to work together to achieve a goal and share both its costs and its gains. Let's start with the first box on your left. Below 10, forming. Below 10 and forming. How to form partnerships. It identifies some of the most effective ways to form partnerships. For example, we can use voting when we want to make decisions in a group. For instance, I use voting a lot when working with the members of the citizens group during the last several weeks to choose the order of our ideas and the design of the PowerPoint slides. Some other ways to form partnership are creating community mobilization groups, forming written agreements such as the Act on Promoting Green Procurement in Japan, and educational alliances between citizens, scientists, and educators. Let's go to the middle section, the circle. Below partnership. As it shows, I suggest partnership at 4 levels. 1. Partnership among citizens, which is individual level. 2. Partnership between citizens and social institutions, social level. Partnership between citizens and national government, national level. 4th, partnership between citizens and international actors, international level. Also, the social, national, and international actors need to form partnerships among themselves too, which is why I have connected them through arrows. Social level to national government to international, and international to social. And citizens arrows connect them all. At the first level, partnership among citizens includes us working with our family members, friends, and neighborhood to save biodiversity. Some examples for this kind of partnership are about working with our friends and family to keep our environment litter-free, and asking the vendor at our local grocery shop to encourage his customers to use reusable cloth bags. At the next level, we can form partnerships with different social institutions to lobby for saving biodiversity beyond our immediate environment. For example, we can work with businessmen, providing them with fresh, local organic products, which will not only provide better income for local communities, but will also assure that the business will thrive due to the good quality of the products. We can work with local governing bodies, putting pressure on them to implement state laws to save biodiversity. We can work with scientists as informants, providing them with information about our local environment to help them with their studies, and also asking the scientists to help us to learn about biodiversity and how to save it. At the third level is citizens partnering with the government. The best way to do this is through voting. After all, we choose our governments, and we can make sure that we choose a government that will prioritize saving the planet. Also, we can and should work with local governing bodies to influence the national government, campaigning for the needed national level policy changes and laws to save biodiversity. At the fourth and final level, we may think that citizens can't reach international actors, but I think we can. Through partnerships with other citizens, social institutions, and national governments, citizens can lobby for change at the international level too, raising awareness and demanding needed changes that will help our planet. Our work with TSL right here, which is enabled by our family, schools, and everyone working with TSL, Trust for Sustainable Living organization, is a good example of this kind of partnership work. Greta Thunberg, the Swedish activist, is another good example of a citizen just doing that. Let's move to the box on your right, what to achieve from partnerships. As shown in the third box on the slide, through these partnerships, we as citizens can learn from each other and lobby for and achieve nature-friendly policies, laws, and practices that can regulate and enable all of us and our behavior, and in doing so, save biodiversity. Over to you, Moiso.
Thank you for that. I think I was going to suggest going back to Jonathan, but I don't think we have Jonathan present anymore, do we? I can't see.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Fabulous.
Yes.
Jonathan, should we go back to you? And we can hear you as well, so that's great. Okay.
My 9th point is water and agriculture conservation methods. Agriculturally, citizens can implement the use of sprinkle and drip irrigation and rainwater harvest. These are sustainable water management practices as they collect, store, conserve, and properly distribute local surface runoff for agriculture. It reduces the excess use and waste of the precious commodity water. It is also an excellent source of water for plants and landscape irrigation as it has no chemicals, fluoride, and chlorine that can affect the environment. Overgrazing of crops by animals is an issue and citizens should check on such. Overgrazing affects how species are distributed in the environment and how they regenerate. After a pasture is overgrazed, the root system of native plants is damaged which makes regrowth difficult and slow. This often leads to the spread of non-native or invasive species, further leading to the loss of native plants and animal species. With citizens checking on overgrazing, proper land and animal management, and sustainable pasture practices are observed, which essentially preserve native plants and animal species and reduces biodiversity. Thank you. Now over to Melissa.
Okay, Marisol, thank you.
This is the wrong slide.
Is it the previous slide?
This is the slide.
This one?
This is not the correct slide. In conclusion, I would like to thank all of you for your time and wish to remind you that the global biodiversity is in crisis. Therefore, each of us as citizens have a unique role to play as outlined by all my teammates and I. Come to think of it, whether you're a businessman, scientist, or government official, you are a citizen of your unique countries. The protection of biodiversity requires meaningful action by all and sundry to be achieved. In addition, either recycling, planting trees, cleaning up the beaches, reducing the shower, fighting poaching, letting your voice be heard through social media, your parliament, communities, conferences, parents, teachers, forum, and schools. Please be assured that your unique contribution matters a great deal. Please do something now. There is hope. Thank you. Okay,
Great
I'm
stuff.
done.
Well, thank you to our citizens team. That was a brilliant presentation from all of you. It's time, I think, for our questions to your team. We are running slightly behind schedule, so I think what we'll do is we'll ask for one question from each of the other teams. Unfortunately, I think that's all we've got time for at the moment. We will see how we go. So it's, if we have a look at our hands raised, I can't actually view Kirsty, sadly. So
okay, so we've got governments. Minh Trang, do you want to share your question from Vietnam?
Yes. My question is renewable energy is very expensive to build from poorer countries. So what we can do for them?
You can ask for contributor. Sean, sorry.
Okay, and Vishka, would you like to make a point on that as well?
If government will give subsidy to us, then yeah, we can buy it. Yeah, like a LED bulb. The Indian government had distributed it to the citizen. Ujala Yojana, the campaign is called Ulaja Yojana. Sorry.
Okay, and Thrana?
Partnership with business and partnership to increase income.
Great stuff. Okay, if we move on to our next question from the teams.
Great question.
Okay, next question is coming from Tree in Vietnam.
Yes. So organic food is expensive than normal. So how can poor people get it?
Okay, so we've got Anvanishka.
Yes, at some point I agree with you. But there is a solution to all problems. So if government will give subsidy to the farmers, then it can be pocket friendly. and we can take help of scientists, business person, and they can do the sheets and manure and food packaging pocket friendly. And the most important thing, if we can buy the junk food, if we can buy the pizza, if we can buy the burger, then why did we buy the healthy organic food? And after all, our health is first. So and it is proven in this pandemic also. So I think like this it can be.
Okay.
Okay, do we have any questions from our business team? We've had a question from the governments and the scientists. Anyone from the business team want to ask a question?
Can I answer the scientist one?
Yep.
The biggest issue is poverty, so we need solutions to reduce poverty in the long run. So people have money to buy organic foods.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, and Zaina, your hand from the business team is up. Do you want to share your question?
So I don't know why, but some people may not want to just spend the time and effort to try and protect biodiversity. What would you suggest for that? Not everybody is a good person, and so not everybody would like to do the right thing.
Okay, citizens, Darwin?
So what people can do is that they can just do whatever they want. And most businesses, they would, if us citizens, we can convince businesses to use more eco-friendly products and soon less eco-friendly products will be made. And then after that, people who do not want to support biodiversity, they would just have to make do of what they got and then what they can buy.
Thank you, Darwin. And Thrana?
Maybe a reward system that rewards people who do nature-saving acts.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you very much to our citizen team for all your hard work in your presentation and presenting. We're going to be doing a transition now to our business team is our next team. So while Eva does her technical wizardry, I am going to spotlight myself if I can. Here we go. If we could have our poll up, please, Eva, if we could. So I've got a poll question for you all, and we are going to meet another animal, of course, very quickly. What part of a tarantula's body does it produce its silk from? Is it the end of the abdomen or is it the fangs? What are our thoughts there? What part of the tarantula's body does it produce the silk from? End of the abdomen or the fangs? Okay, so I'm going to do a poll countdown then, guys. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we've got 73% think it is the end of the abdomen, and you are absolutely right. On the end of the abdomen is where her spinnerets are located, on the end of her abdomen. So we're going to take a look. This is Rosie. She is a Chilean rose tarantula, and if we give her a quick turn around here, can you see these things on the very end here, guys? Just here, these brown things sticking up. Well, they are her spinnerets. So she lowers them down when she wants to spin her silk, and she produces a protein. And when it leaves her body and has exposure to air, it turns into silk, which is really flexible yet strong. It's got something called tensile strength. So it is from her abdomen, not from her fangs. And that spot on the very top that you can see just here, has 8 eyes. She has there 8 eyes, and not on her legs. They're on the top in that spot. Okay, because she can't turn her head like we can, so she has extra eyes instead. Okay, Let's take a look at our business team. Are we all in place on our screen? I think we are. Brilliant stuff. Okay, so could we have our first speaker from our business team? Thank you.
Okay, so hi, my name is Zaina Singh, and today me and my team will be discussing the top 10 things businesses can do to protect biodiversity and prevent the sixth mass extinction. On the screen, you can see our top 10 points that we have come up with. Next slide, please. I'm going to start us off with an introduction. First of all, I want you to all be clear about what biodiversity really is. In simple terms, biodiversity is a way of measuring the number of different species of animals and plants there are in one particular ecosystem. A high biodiversity is essential to a healthy planet Earth because that means there are more animals in one place and it is more able to adapt to change. As you can see on the screen, 42% of the world's population works in a business. That's 4 in every 10 people. More people means more potential to make a change, and businesses can definitely do that. Next slide, please. As well as that, the situation is worsening every day. 0.05% of the world's species go extinct every year. That doesn't sound like much, but when you add it up, you get, next slide please, 30,500 of the world's species go extinct every year. And that number is not a joke. It is as bad as it seems, and we need to do something right now. To get us started on what businesses can do, I'm going to hand over to my teammate Lulente.
Hello everybody, my name is Lenin Cheramurok. I'm from South Africa and in the businesses team. Our first point is use renewable energy.
Do you need a slide change, Anita?
No,
You okay?
Renewable energy. We should start using renewable energy such as wind power, solar power, and tidal energy. These type of energies don't harm the environment like fossil fuels. We should use green transport such as electric, hybrid, and biofuels. Car brands should stop manufacturing petrol cars because they are harmful to the environment by polluting our air and having greenhouse gases. What do greenhouse gases do? They cause climate change by capturing heat. Greenhouse gases also play a role in respiratory diseases caused by smog and air pollution. Here are 5 ways using renewable energy can help our environment. Number 1, lessen global warming. Since renewable energy is eco-friendly and doesn't have any greenhouse gases, there is less global warming. Number 2, better health. There would be no air pollution due to the fact that renewable energy doesn't have any toxic gases to pollute the air. Inexhaustible and reliable energy. There would be no power cuts because renewable energy is run by the earth, and the earth cannot stop doing natural things. Renewable energy runs on the natural things that the earth does. Number 4, jobs and economic benefits. More people would get employed because solar panels need humans to install them. Wind farms need technicians for maintenance. Moreover, more jobs in the electric units would be available. Number 5, affordable energy prices. Although the upfront cost of setting up a renewable energy station is expensive, the maintenance costs are very low, which lowers the energy prices. Businesses recommend by using renewable energy, businesses could cut down on greenhouse gases. If businesses can start using green transport and renewable energy power stations, they would contribute to saving the environment. Over to Noella.
Okay, Noella? If you'd like to unmute for us. Thank you. Could you try speaking for us? can't hear you at the moment, unfortunately.
Should we move on to the next slide and come back to Noella?
Yes, I think that's a good idea. And what we'll do, Noella, is we'll come back to you. We're going to move on to our next speaker and we'll try coming back to you and see if we can hear, okay? So the next speaker in the business team after Noella.
Okay, so it's me again.
Thank you.
Businesses need to use more sustainable resources, period. You cannot argue with that. As Lolente has already discussed, businesses need to start using things and like tidal power, solar power, and wind power. But what most people don't think of when they think of using sustainable resources is living resources. Living resources are basically things that are alive, like fish that we catch. What people do are take advantage of these resources. For example, herring can form schools of up to 1 million fish. But overfishing in a matter of days can turn that 1 million fish into just one fish. That's a big change in a short time, and animals just can't adapt to that fast enough. As well as that, an important thing that businesses should do is using local products and planting trees. This leads to the desired balance of economy and environment. They help the economy by not having to pay airfares and being able to harvest important resources from the trees that you plant. They help the environment by leading to less emissions of CO2 because of travel, and it literally creates a new environment for many critters to live in. For the next point, I'm going to go to my teammate Jinxing.
Hi, my name is Jinxing Chong. I'm from Malaysia. Businesses have responsibility to ensure that their activities are carried out in a sustainable manner. For a business to continue in an ethical manner, it must respect the planet by limiting its impact on the environment as much as possible. Sustainability in the business world means ensuring the environmental, economic, and social well-being of both current and future customers, especially sustainable tourism. In Malaysia, Terengganu, there's a lot of island businesses that start many events to help the ocean. Usually they make events for charities and NGOs and turtle conservation. Over to Lolente.
Sustainable agriculture and fishing practices. Number 1. Millions of acres of trees are cut down every year. We need to stop cutting trees for extra farmland. Number 2. Chemical fertilizers. I think people around the world should go vegan for 1 year, and this will thus lessen environmental impact of agricultural farming. Agriculture contributes to greenhouse gas emissions through farming. Farming releases remarkable amounts of methane, nitrous oxide, and phosphorus, which are harmful greenhouse gases. They are particularly effective on corn, wheat, and rice crops. In a large part, they are responsible for explosive growth of grain cultivation in recent decades. Methane is produced by livestock in the course of digestion. Moreover, agriculture contributes to nitrous oxide from the application of fertilizers, the breaking down of crop waste, and animal waste. Ecosystems can become loaded with too many nutrients. This process is called eutrophication. In bodies of water, eutrophication can cause toxic algae or water plants to grow. When algae decay, they consume oxygen in the water. This leaves little oxygen for other plants and animals in the water. These areas of little oxygen are called dead zones because organisms die without oxygen. The unintended consequences of all organic and mineral nitrogen fertilizers lead to nitrous oxide emissions, which are harmful to the environment. Number 3, irrigation. Agriculture accounts for 70% of freshwater use around the world. Much of this water is used for irrigation or the practice of water crops through pipes, canals, or sprinklers. Irrigation is needed to support large harvests. One major consequence is the depletion of rivers and underground water systems. However, there are a number of other effects. When irrigation floods a particular area, the soil changes. It also creates conditions that the poisonous plant roots. When there is too little water in an area, soil can become too salty, which also harms plant growth. In addition, irrigation causes increase in water evaporation. This affects air temperatures and pressure, and as well as moisture conditions. Recent studies have confirmed that cropland irrigation can influence rainfall patterns, not only irrigation areas, but also thousands of kilometers away. Irrigation can also be connected to erosion of coastlines. Number 4, lesson fishing. If overfishing continues, more species will be driven to extinction and aquatic ecosystems will collapse. Fisheries should behave responsibly because they are a major force of ecologically evolutionary change. Fishing generally focuses on relatively few species in the marine ecosystem, which creates a certain imbalance in the ecosystem. Reducing fishing efforts reduce the negative environmental impacts, which further contributes to more robust ecosystems and stronger fish stocks. We recommend businesses should start practicing sustainable farming and cut down on fertilizers. In addition, we should lessen the amount of water we take from water bodies for irrigation. Moreover, vertical farming is one solution for sustainable fishing. It is soilless and you can make more plants with it.
Thank you. I think we need to go back and try Noella as well, perhaps before we move forward.
I think Noella's having connection issues, Georgie. I'm not sure whether she's back with us yet, but I will let you know when she's in and we'll scoot back to her slides.
Right, you are. So let's move forward then. Noella's saying not on screen. I think she's here. So maybe Eva could move you across. We'll move on to the next speaker, but perhaps Noella could be moved to the screen, Eva. So who was next after Lenika in our business team?
It's me, Lelente.
Lelente.
Environmental policies. Quality over quantity. Businesses should make quality products over quantity that comply and don't harm the environment, though it is easier and inexpensive to produce quantity products. Number 2, use online banking and electronic wallets and encourage sustainable transactions. It is better to use online banking rather than using paper money because it contributes to tree cutting, and we can stop using paper money and start using online banking. In addition, for people who are in poverty, banks can create electronic wallets for people who don't have an electronic device to do online banking. Moreover, the electronic wallet will be able to do online banking, and there will be solar power just in case the country has a power outage, so that you can still be able to purchase your essentials. Number 3, not using animal parts or testing on animals. We recommend businesses should stop animal testing or using animal parts. It contributes to animal extinction, and animals play a very important role in our ecosystem. Businesses can invent a membrane or something that is similar to human skin in order for them to test their products. Thank you.
Okay, Noella, are you back with us? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, let me go back to your slide. This one here, yes? There we go.
Okay. Wastewater purification technology. Most industrial production processes need water, but after production, wastewater is released into lakes and rivers, endangering marine life.
This not only leads to a loss of income, but also poses a threat to the livelihood of those who depend on fishing. Therefore, wastewater purification technology will help to recycle water and reduce on the cost to the environment and save life.
Okay, thank you, Noella. And our next speaker, back on this screen that we're on now.
Dominica, I think that's you.
Hello, my name is Dominica. I'm from Vladivostok. That means 50% of the world's population are not able to work at their full potential because of discrimination. There should be a priority of saving diversity in all spheres of business. Also, ecological education must be a part of the global school program. Sustainable development of environmental projects should give a start to a new way of life on Earth.
Hi again. The businesses can encourage customers to adopt trees or animals when they spend a certain amount of money. For example, 1 or 2% of their payment enables them to adopt a tree and name it after themselves or someone they like. The customers have to treat the adopted trees or animals like their pets. The customers donate money to the business so they can make more events. First, they can create a business website and show what kind of events the business is doing and show how well their adopted animals or plants grow. They can also hire forest rangers to patrol and keep regular checks on national parks. Once in a while, the employees from the business can go to some efforts are done properly by having environmental friendly events like cleanup activities and animal monitoring groups. They should also report the activities done by poachers and also stop loggers from doing illegal deforestation. Businesses are responsible for protecting biodiversity. Adopting nature reserves and parks allow wildlife and forests to thrive better. This effort is a sustainable solution as it balances the need for a stable economy and continuous protection of natural resources. Thank you. Over to Zaina.
James was supposed to do this slide, but he's not here, so I'll do it for him.
Thank you, Ziana.
Oh, also my name is Zaina. Biodegradable materials. As you can see on the chart at the right, many different materials have different times that they take to decompose into the soil. Most cardboard and newspaper take only a few weeks, but some others can be really problematic. Aluminium takes 200 years, plastic takes 400 years, and glass takes, get this, 1,000,000 years. That means 1,000,000 years for them to hurt animals and release toxins into the soil. There are two places where garbage normally goes, in the ocean or into a landfill. Both of them are terrible. First, a landfill. Landfills are places where you basically dig a hole and dump all of the garbage that people throw out in. This is an absolutely terrible solution, similar to sweeping stuff under a rug. That it will eventually release toxins, possibly release toxins into waterways or in the soil, making it impossible for any animals to grow there and contaminating the land. In oceans, plastic and trash in general can collect hurting animals who come too close to it, thinking that it is food. In fact, there is a patch in the Pacific Ocean called the Great Garbage Patch. It is about the size of an island. Biodegradable materials have lots of pros to them. They require less carbon to produce than other materials, giving a win-win situation. Also, the main point of them is that they break down really fast. They will definitely not take over 1 million years. This is why businesses should try and change their policies to manufacture biodegradable materials instead of the usual plastic bottles. Over to Noella for the conclusion and last point.
I'm sorry, but I didn't do my blue economy concepts. Okay. Businesses should support government's efforts to make the blue economy concepts a reality by engaging in sustainable fishing aimed at giving places back to nature. Destroyed corals can be restored by opening up nurseries. Corals are breeding grounds for different species of fish, so this will help preserve these homes. The ocean produces over half of the world's oxygen and absorbs 50 times more carbon dioxide than our atmosphere. So this makes them the lungs of the earth. In conclusion, in order to preserve biodiversity and prevent the sixth mass extinction, businesses should integrate sustainability in their value chain, which involves using present resources while keeping in mind the needs of future generations. This is from the business group, and thank you for listening.
Wow, thank you for our business team for a fantastic presentation. Lots of research done there, very thorough research. It's great to have seen all your points of view. Okay, so we are still running behind, guys, so we're going to take 3 questions, so one from each of the other teams, so the government, citizens and scientist team. So if you'd like to ask a question from that team, please put your hand up now. Okay. So we've got 7 hands raised. We got.
Okay, so first one, Swanim from India, from the business team.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, as per the net, it's showing that their chickens are more than 19 billion present on the earth, making them the most abundant vertebrates on this earth. So what's the problem in killing chicken? Ma'am, as they had said that 1,800 something chickens are killed every day and like that. This is my question. Thank you.
Okay, would anybody in the business team like to answer the question? Okay, Zana.
Chickens or chimpanzees or aliens, whatever you want to call it, that's still killing animals, which is just not right. That was just an example of how much people try and kill things for meat.
Okay, thank you, Zana. Let's see. So that was government team. So have we got anybody from the citizens?
We've got Samir from the business team lined up, and then we're going to have Anvishika from citizens team.
Hello. Is being vegan better than being an omnivore? That is my question.
Okay, anybody on the business team like to answer that? Okay, Lilenta?
Yes, being vegan is better than being an omnivore because vegan means only eating like natural-based products, and being an omnivore means eating plants and animals.
Okay, thank you, Lilenta. And last question then, Kirsty, I'll let you go ahead.
Okay, Anvishika from the citizens team.
My question is, beyond seeing profit, how business person can protect biodiversity?
Okay, and who in our business team?
By going sustainable? By doing sustainable things like...
But they are mostly costly.
Would you like to come back on that? I think the question was that would be costly.
Well, if it's costly, it's better than wrecking our own planet. We don't have a second chance at getting another planet. The technology just isn't there yet. We should try and save the one we already have. Also, in a few years, most of the things that may seem costly at first will balance themselves out. That's helping the Earth and not wasting money in the long run.
Okay, thank you, Zana. So, Kirsty, I think we're ready to do our transition to our scientists.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last team, great stuff. Okay, so thank you very much to our business team for all your hard work and effort that you've put into your presentation and your speaking today. We're going to change over to our scientist team. I am going to put a poll question up, because you are going to see another invertebrate today as part of our biodiversity session today. So my question before you meet my insect, which is what I'm going to show you, is what do insects have on the outside of their body? Is it an exoskeleton or exo armor? What do we think? Exoskeleton, exo armor. I'll let you have a ponder on that one for a moment. While I get my insects, I'm going to show you, who compared to our insects here in the UK is pretty big. Now, as we're talking to you from all over the world, you will have come across insects a lot bigger than the ones that we have here in the UK. So this will be quite familiar, this size, to many of you. Okay, so let's do a countdown then. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we've got 70% of you think the skeleton on the outside is called an exoskeleton, and 30% think it's called an exo armor. So those of you that said exoskeleton, big well done, you are absolutely right. It is an exoskeleton. So we are going to meet a giant lime stick insect. She's called Selena. Here she is. Okay, this is Selena. Now look at the size of her. She's pretty big, isn't she? Okay, now this exoskeleton that she has is basically like a suit of armor. Invertebrates generally are fairly small, not all, but mostly pretty small, and having a suit of armor on the outside helps to protect them. There's lots of ways in which they could get harmed, being picked off by birds or being trodden on. So having this suit of armor on the outside is much more beneficial to them. What else can I tell you about them? Well, I can tell you that this is Selena and not Sid, because can you see this part here? This is called an ovipositor, and that is where she will lay her eggs from. She'll drill that in the soil and she'll deposit her egg in the soil, which is like a grain of rice. And then about 2 months later, a baby stick insect this size will hatch out, and it will grow just like you guys are growing to be this size. So well done if you said exoskeleton. Okay, I think we have our budding scientists on the screen now. So if we go to our first speaker, and Kirsty, if you could share the screen for us, thank you. Okay, great stuff. Do we have our first speaker for the scientist team? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Could you move on to the next slide? Thank you. Hello, we are the scientist group. Our 10 points will be under the categories technology, alternative, and implementation. These categories explain how governments, laws, evolving technology, and communicating with the public affect our environment, safety, and future. We all can and need to take action, because when the 6th mass extinction arrives and the species that once walked Earth are extinct, there is no going back. Here's what the scientists can do. Next slide. Okay.
Producing new plastics that are biodegradable to reduce pollution. I will introduce 4 topics regarding the biodegradable plastics. These are: what is plastic used in, the replacement of non-biodegradable plastics, what scientists can do, and what to think about regarding the production of biodegradable plastics. Plastic is used in almost everything in our daily lives. Why? Plastic is nearly critical to us for us today, showing itself to be extremely useful. The replacement of plastic and the need for a product with similar functions and properties is important to continue our current lifestyle and a sustainable environment. It involves materials that that can be reused and easily degradable. Many types of transportation will be excluded in order to maintain a safe and environmentally and sustainable Earth. What can scientists do? Scientists can assist and help to create biodegradable and bio-based plastics through their experience and technique. Scientists can influence the government, start supporting the production of biodegradable plastics as well as using it. They can encourage the consumers to replace all harmful plastics to better and safer options. On to Tree.
So I'll start now, right? Hello, everyone. My name is Tree. I'm from Vietnam in the scientist group, and the sex solution is stop burning fossil fuels. Why do we need to stop? Burning fossil fuels release carbon dioxide that increase temperature and release sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, leading to acid rain and smog. All of these increase the emission of the greenhouse gases that affect all of nature. So how do we stop it? There are many ways to stop burning fossil fuels. As scientists, we should create and encourage people to apply technology using renewable energy like wind, solar, and hydrogen energy. Do you know that some car companies such as Toyota, Hyundai, and Honda make hydrogen cars? A hydrogen car is a type of electric car which releases almost zero emissions. Moreover, we should make more research and provide more evidence to encourage people to save energy by reduce electricity, save water, and use public transport. Thanks. Tara, please.
How can scientists communicate better with everyone through the news with governments to create laws? By identifying the goals of communication, start with the most important information. And they can also use social media. It can communicate directly with the public in an accessible way, and can also create laws, for example, fight illegal wildlife trafficking. Thank you.
Is anyone going to share for Ibrahim if he's not here? Or shall I skip to the next slide?
Teacher, you should skip.
Skip.
Okay, there we go. Straight to Sienna then.
Use more environmentally friendly technologies. There are a number of environmentally friendly technologies that we scientists have developed and which are currently available to use. These include the following: wind power, where we collect wind through large wind turbines to generate electricity; hydropower, using fast running water to produce electricity;
for example, waterfalls or water mills. Tidal or wave energy, using the movement of tides or waves to create energy. Solar energy, where we use solar panels to convert the sun's light to electricity. Carbon negative technology, technology that reduces or removes carbon from the air, for example, burning biomass, including plants, wood, or waste. Electric transportation, electric vehicles that do not use fossil fuels or emit gases and have a rechargeable battery. Solar panels and wind turbines turn sun and wind into electricity, as do the other renewable energy sources mentioned. Without releasing greenhouse gases, fortunately, over time, these technologies have become more easy to access and can convert energy more efficiently, making them come down in price to become cheaper than fossil fuels. There is no reason why these sources of clean and renewable energy should not be used more and more. However, the scientists are working on further improving these technologies. Scientists will try to do this by improving the efficiency of solar panels so they capture more light, advance the capability of batteries so they store energy for longer, and further develop carbon negative technology. Now let's move on to Tree.
Hello, it's Tree again, and the sixth solution is fight illegal wildlife trafficking. Why do we need to fight? Wildlife trade is an illegal practice of selling and buying plants and animals in order to make personal profit. The illegal wildlife trade is one of the greatest threats to the future of wildlife. Animals are being killed for use as medicines, food, fashion, and trophies. It is the fourth most profitable international crime, worth $19 billion annually. According to Worldwide Fund for Nature in the United Kingdom, around 20,000 African elephants are killed by poachers each year for their ivory tusks. There was over a 9,000% increase in rhino poaching in South Africa between 2007 and 2014. 14,000 bears are kept in terrible conditions, farmed for their bile, and about 3,800 tigers left the world. Next slide, please. So how do we fight? As scientists, firstly, we could encourage people to stop buying illegal and harmful goods and to stick to certified products. Secondly, we could choose eco-friendly pets and eat sustainable seafood. Thirdly, we could provide scientific evidence about the ineffectiveness of illegal wildlife products. For example, in Vietnam, people use tiger parts for traditional medicine because they believe it helps their bones. So we could show them with science that this is not true. Moreover, we could create and apply new technology to reduce consumer demand, such as a mobile app to raise awareness of people about wildlife, such as the Tank Watch app, and to detect illegal wildlife trade and protect animals, such as a GPS tracking device. And finally, remember to report any illegal wildlife trade. Thank you. Next person, please.
Is Zena with us?
I think we should skip it.
Skip that one. Okay. Gabrielle.
Support investigating environmental crimes and enforcing punishments. First of all, what is environmental crime? Environmental crime is an illegal act which directly harms the environment. Examples of this are illegal wildlife trading, illegal unregulated and unreported fishing, and a lot more. Second, why should we support investigating these crimes and enforcing punishment? We should support this because many people are committing these horrible crimes to our environment right now, and we aren't minding it. We should be investigating these crimes and giving penalties to those who caused it because our environment is very, very limited now. And if people keep committing these crimes, our environment will just decrease more and more by the second. Third, how would supporting this affect our environment positively? This would affect our environment positively by being able to control the crimes being done to our environment and stopping it from being damaged. One thing scientists can do to prevent the damage is understanding the issues involved in protecting the environment. That way, they can use this understanding to maybe monitor waste disposal sites, preserve our resources, and etc. And last but not the least, how would not supporting this affect our environment negatively? This would affect our environment negatively by letting these people destroy and damage our only environment, which gives us so many resources we need in life. And so if we keep letting this happen, we would lack a lot of things we use and need to be able to live. That's it for my side. Thank you for listening.
Hi friends, I'm Kartikeya and today I'm going to talk about the topic forming partnerships with groups to create change. Other slide please. What is the main problem? The main topic is to see what we can do to prevent the sixth mass extinction. And what is my topic? My topic is to form partnerships with other groups and organizations to help create change. As a group of young scientists, we need to find out the most pragmatic solutions for the obvious issue. Yes, the problem is real and it is worsening day by day. We need support for the scientific research all over the world, and we need more than ever real backup to bring governments, NGOs, United Nations agencies, companies, and local communities together to develop and implement policies, laws, and best practices. First and foremost, we should never underestimate ourselves. Even the longest journey always starts with the first step, which is often very, very hard. We should not go backward. You cannot climb uphill taking downhill thoughts. We should stay always positive. With all the hopes and aspirations, we must move with a common goal and a common vision. Our vision is preventing the sixth mass extinction. We can even call this vision as a journey as well. It is not just a goal, it is a continuous journey as it requires lots of efforts. We need to come up with a smart action plan. S stands for specific. That means our action item should be very specific. It should not be confusing. M stands for measurable. That means we should be in a position to evaluate our specified actions. A stands for achievable. That means we should make actions that are feasible and achievable. R stands for realistic. That means the action item should be real and practical. T stands for timely. That means we need to measure our own action plans against time. Partnerships and collaboration is one of the best solutions to achieve our goal in a faster pace. If you want to be in the rainbow, you must know how to put up with the rain. Yes, that is the truth. If we wish to partner, we should understand our partners better and must comply, intervene, and respect. Teamwork, partnerships, and collaboration is very important. None of us is as strong as all of us. That is the fact. So we need to proceed collectively. Together we will achieve more and easier. It is very hard to get what we never ask for. So first, we need to put our point across the local communities, non-government organizations, also known as NGOs, and then the government representatives. All should come together, right from the lawmakers to the law followers. Everyone should be brought to the ring collectively. The key is not about fighting alone, but fighting collectively. All the partners should be enlightened that this is a blue marble. Our Mother Earth is a shared planet. No single individual or single country owns it. The flora, fauna, terra, aqua are also the owners of this wonderful planet Earth along with us. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the land we share, the sky we stare, all are related. If one part of the world is consuming strict trees while the other part is spoiling, it is no use at all. For this, we need partnerships. Change can happen through transparent and committed partnerships. Change can't happen if we alone do rallies with placards. No way it can lead us positively. So, partnerships with local communities is the first step. Then the local NGOs, followed by government organizations. It is a bottom to top approach only because unfortunately the top layer, that is, governments, didn't realize the real problem yet. A true vision can only be achieved with true partnerships and collaboration. Thank you very much.
Okay, everyone, this is my second slide. It is very important to protect animals by reducing meat consumption and develop meat alternatives. How can we reduce meat consumption? Make meat your side dish. Try to make non-meat combos. Make one dinner a week meat-free. Try meat only on Sundays. What can the alternatives to eating meat? Fish and seafood legumes, example, lentils, beans, chicken, chickpeas. Eat more fish and meat, which is more healthier for you, and it helps to conserve the planet's ecosystem and biodiversity. In Seychelles, we used to have a tradition where in weekdays we eat fish and also on Saturdays. It was only on Sunday that we ate meat. Many traditions around the world are like that. So we need to go back to such traditions to help reduce meat consumption and hence the help save our animals from becoming extinct. Thank you.
Hello, this is Sienna's teacher. I'm afraid she's had to, we've gone into our lunchtime and passed, so she's had to run off, but I have got her closing speech. So do you mind if I read it on her behalf?
Yes. No, go for it.
Sorry, I'm obviously not primary. So as the team of scientists have discussed today, there are many things we can do to slow down the 6th mass extinction. However, the potential of these solutions will not be reached without new regulations and laws to guide the energy transition. The government has to be involved by implementing the laws we need to make the changes required to save our planet. We need these regulations in place to make things happen. Also, government funding of scientific projects will help us scientists to develop new solutions. Thank you for listening, and please feel free to ask any questions.
Okay, I think that's a big thank you to our scientist team. As you're all aware, we are very behind on time, so we are going to leave the questions, I think, for the team, and we're going to go straight on to the second part of our debate, which is to select some points for collectively as a society towards preventing biodiversity and protecting biodiversity and preventing a mass extinction. So what we suggest that we do, we're going to have to speed this up slightly, is that we go to each team, and out of all of the points that have been put forward today, we need to, each team will select 2 points that they feel are crucial to be put in this smaller list we are producing as a society. So if we start with, if we work backwards as we've got our scientists on the screen anyway, if our scientists want to put forward what they think are 2 points that we definitely need to have in that last list.
So you can choose from any of the teams that are listed up here. Which points do you think are going to have the most impact as a society for helping to protect biodiversity loss? And then I'll be able to highlight it on the screen for you.
So should we try our scientists first?
Yeah, absolutely. Scientists, any ideas?
So have a quick look, scientists, and see what you think.
Okay, government, citizens and businesses teams, start having a look at the list as well. We're going to come back and ask you to raise your hands and share with us as well.
Okay, should we go to Agnes?
So I would think that number 9, forming partnerships, would be crucial to bring everything together. And
so number 9 from your list, yeah, forming partnerships, great stuff. Okay. And you feel that's crucial for bringing people together collectively. Okay, Agnes, and we've got Thara.
Yes, number 6.
From which
number
team?
6, scientist.
Scientist.
Remember,
okay.
you can choose from any of them. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So
And
we've got fight illegal wildlife trafficking.
And can I choose another?
We're just going to do 2 per team for now because we have to finish off soon. So we want to give the other teams a chance. So our businesses, citizens and governments as well.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got some audience members that got their hands up. So I'm going to pick the first business name on my list, which is Noella. So Noella, let me unmute you. Which team, which point do you think is
I will choose supporting investigating, and my second one is no, sorry, I don't want that one. I was choosing number 4 from the scientist group.
Oh, sorry, number 4 from the scientist group. Oh, education. There we go.
Work with students and teachers and educate them. So the more people are educated about biodiversity, the more they'll be in practicing its conservation.
Excellent. Thank you, Noella. And Lalente from the business team.
I think number 1 from the businesses group, use renewable energy.
Why do you think that one?
Because we need to use renewable energy, and if we don't use renewable energy, there will be toxic gases polluting our air, and that's not good for the environment. And renewable energy is energy that doesn't have any toxic gases, which is better for the environment.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, government's team. Kazin, your hands up.
Governments first. Red data book.
Okay, why do you think that one?
We need something to keep track of all of the endangered species so that if it's endangered, then we have to do more work to make sure it does not go extinct.
Or protect it.
Protect the species.
Fantastic. Okay, Malika from the government's team.
Okay.
Malika, yes, we can hear you.
I think partnerships with other organizations from the government's team is so important.
Why do you think that one's important?
Because the world does not belong to only one country or only one country. So the world is our world, not only one country's world. We have to do something together to protect our biodiversity, and that's that happens with partnerships. So I think that's really important.
Brilliant, thank you. And how about our citizens team? Anyone from our citizens team want to put their hand up? And yeah.
A lot of these points are similar, so maybe we can combine all of them to make less points, but we don't have the same meaning on other points.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Thank you, Kazan. So Kazan's said quite rightly that a lot of the points that each of the 4 teams have raised have been very similar. So there's obviously a lot of overlap in what each of these parts of society can do. Okay, 2 more from our citizens. So Tarana, your hand's up.
Yes, I also wanted to say partnerships, because we cannot do this alone. We all contribute to its destruction, biodiversity's destruction. One of the biggest problems is we identified today is implementation, and partnership is what will help us with implementation.
Excellent, thank you very much. Megumi, final point from our citizens team. Megumi, which one do you think is the most important on our list? Megumi, can you hear us?
Yes, I think the most important is stop poaching illegal wild animals, because when we stay and when we poach animals, we don't have enough animals, and when we poach animals, the animal will die and the wood will not be like normal.
Excellent, thank you, Megumi. Okay, Georgie, there we go. That's our top points from our 4 teams.
Miss Kirsty?
Yes?
You didn't circle partnerships.
I did, it's down here, partnerships with other organisations from the government's team. Was that the wrong one? We've got partnerships twice.
We've got it twice, yeah.
Partnership with everyone. I meant international partnerships, national partnerships, international partnerships, all 4 levels.
I think partnerships with other organizations is international partnerships.
Yeah, that covers all of those. Well done. Thank you for checking though. Okay, so Georgie. Georgie, have you got a summary for us from our 4 teams and the points that they've raised?
Okay, so let's sum up and see what we've got from our collated list. So we've got the red data book to protect endangered species. Well, that's going to be very, very important so we can keep a track of the species moving forward. And then we've got partnerships with other organizations, and we've got, in our scientist team as well, we've got the form partnerships too. So we've got 2 different types of partnerships, as working together generally, but also ensuring that organizations are working together as well. So potentially citizens and organizations too. Stop poaching and illegal wildlife trafficking. One of the, again, that works alongside with the red data book, ensuring that our species are protected from being poached, and working with which species are threatened most. Use renewable energy. So looking at moving away from fossil fuels, that's to be much more sustainable moving forward. And we've got work with students and teachers to educate them. Yeah, now look at what you guys have been doing today. You've been passing your information, sharing your information to all of us today. And that's really important as time goes on, is to ensure that younger generations are taught about the problems that the environment faces as well. That's really key. And we've got fight illegal wildlife trafficking. So we've kind of got that twice actually, haven't we? So it might be worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It might be worth us getting 1 more actually, I think, before we finish off, because we've got one that's doubled over there. So perhaps if we just take 1 more from somebody who's got their hand up.
Okay, let's go with, who hasn't asked me yet? Okay, Samia from our business team.
Create gardens and plant trees.
So create gardens and plant trees. So ensuring we've got more green space, which is not just important for our well-being, but also to allow biodiversity, like wildlife corridors, so animals can move from one area to another. So I think we need to say a great big well done to all of you today. A lot of hard work and effort has gone into our presentations and our PowerPoints that we've produced. And now we need to take a 30-minute break for our judges to make some decisions. We must apologise for the time that's gone over. It's gone slightly out of track than we'd planned, but we will need to take a 30-minute break to then take your awards. So what time are we looking at to join back, Kirsty?
So yeah, so many great ideas, teams. Congratulations, well done. I don't mind overrunning because you've had so many brilliant ideas to share with us. So the judges need to put their thinking caps on now and try and make some decisions. So we're going to give them a 30-minute break. So it's now 1:55. So it's 12:55 UTC. So we're going to come back at 1:25 UTC. So exactly half an hour from now. You can use the same Zoom link. So you can either end this session and sign out and then rejoin us on the same Zoom link for the primary debates. Or if you want to leave your camera, if you want to leave your Zoom link running, you can just switch your cameras and your microphones off and rejoin us and the judges in 30 minutes time from now on this same link to share their results with us. Well done, everybody.
Great big well done. Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the TSL 2021 Primary Essay Competition and Debate Awards. I'd like to invite our Executive Director, Carl Hansen, up onto screen to introduce the judges and to share your thoughts.
Thank you, Kirsty. So before I introduce the judges for the debates, I think we're going to go through the essay competition winners. Is that correct? Yeah, okay, very good. So we had a record number of essay entries this year on the theme of how to protect biodiversity. And we have now the top 10 essay places to announce. So I'd like to start with the 10th place winner, Swarnim Bharadwaj from DL Dav Model School in India. Are we able to call Swarnim up onto the screen? Okay, well, if he joins us, oh, there he is. Well done, Swarnim. Well done. You're 10th place winner.
Thank you, thank you, sir.
And you did an amazing job on the debates as well. So congratulations. Thank you, Swarnim. Okay, brilliant. And in 10th place, we have joint, sorry, in 9th place, we have joint winners. We have Maria Beltran and Ayan Ananad Astana from the Heartland International School in the UAE, but unfortunately they are not with us today. So, but congratulations to Maria and Ayan. And in joint 8th place, we have Shinzin Chung from the SJKC school in Malaysia. And we also have Morgan and Darnell as well, but they're not with us. Morgan El-Haj and Darnell Vincent, but we do have hello, congratulations. You're the 9th place winner in the essay competition.
Thank you.
I love those sounds. They're suitable celebratory sounds. Thank you. Thank you. And well done again. Cheers. Okay. And in 7th place, we have two joint winners. We have Zina Singh from GEMS School in the UAE, and also Darvin Tan from the Heartland School in the UAE. And I wonder if Zina and Darvin could join us. Congratulations, Zena and Darwin. How does it feel?
I'm quite excited to win this. And for the record, my name is actually Zaina.
Zaina, I am so sorry. We've been messing up your name all day long. I'm so sorry. Brilliant. And well done, Darwin, as well.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Okay, great. And in 6th place, we have Tara Andre from the Seychelles. And hopefully we can bring Tara up onto the screen now. Hello, Tara. Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations. You're the 6th place winner in the International Schools Essay Competition.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
You're well deserving. Brilliant. Okay, and in 5th place, we have Anvashika Mathpal from the Aurum Global School in India. Anvashika, hopefully will be joining us very shortly. Hello, Anvashika. Congratulations. Oh, you've just muted yourself. Hello, Anvashika. Are you there?
Thank you, sir, and judges.
Brilliant. Well done. You're the 5th place winner in the International Schools Essay Competition this year.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Cheers. Thank you. Okay, and in 4th place, we have Moyosore Akinwumi from the Cedars World Nursery School in Nigeria. Hopefully, Moyosore can join us as well. Hello, Moyosore. Hello, Moyosore. Are you able to unmute yourself? You're the 4th place winner in the International Schools Essay Competition.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Brilliant. Congratulations. And then in 3rd place, we have 3 joint winners, and I believe they're all with us today. We have Kaizen Tan from SJKC School in Malaysia. We have Noella Betty Namukosi from the Seychelles, and we have Naish Mohammed Nassim from the Ba Atoll School in the Maldives. So hopefully we can pull them up onto the screen as well. Thank you, Eva. You're doing an amazing job, by the way. And Kickstarter team, TSL Kickstarter team. I see Kaizen on the screen.
I'm just as surprised as you are.
Well done, 3rd place winner. And we have Naish from the Maldives, and we have Noella from the Seychelles. Congratulations, everybody. Well done.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You deserve it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your wonderful, wonderful essays. Okay, thank you. And then in 2nd place, we have Zaina Ahmed Hussein from the International School of Elite Education in Egypt. And hopefully we have Zaina able to join us.
I don't think she is here today, as she wasn't here for the debates earlier. Just wanted to let you know.
Oh, thank you, Jasmine. Thank you very much. Okay, so if Zaina is here for any reason, hopefully she will appear, but it sounds like she is unable to be here. But in any case, huge congratulations, Zaina, on your 2nd place win. And finally, in the primary schools category, we have one final name to announce. And that name belongs to a certain Daniel Bentley of King's College School in the United Kingdom. Can we bring Daniel up onto the screen?
Thank you.
Hello, Daniel. You're in the top spot this year. Well done. How does it feel?
Very good.
Thank you for your beautiful essay written from the perspective of a turtle. Is that right?
Yes, these two.
You've got your turtles all lined up there. Brilliant. And was it a Costa Rican turtle or was it a different turtle? You mentioned Costa Rica earlier.
Yeah, this one's from Costa Rica and this one's from it's from Florida Keys.
Florida Keys, gosh, wow. Okay, brilliant. So maybe they'll swim across between the UK and Costa Rica and the Florida Keys. Anyway, congratulations, Daniel. Well done. You're our top winner this year in the International Schools essay competition for primary schools. So well done. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay, Kirsty, I think that concludes the essay competition winners.
It does, yep.
And you've put our judges through very difficult circumstances to try to, follow all the incredibly high standard of the debates. I must say that the standard really did feel more like secondary school and that sometimes even more like university than it did primary school. So thank you for an amazing, amazing quality job on your debates today. As I said, you put our judges through a lot of hard work to sort of try to figure out from all of that quality who shone out particularly. And I would just like to hand over to the judges now to introduce themselves individually and also make a few remarks about what they saw today. So could I start with Kikashan Basu from the Green Hope Foundation?
Amazing. Thank you, Carl. Hello, everyone. My name is Kehkasha. I am a United Nations Human Rights Champion and founder president of Green Hope Foundation, which is a global social innovation enterprise working across 25 countries with young people and children just like all of you. So I would like to just begin by saying that I was really so impressed by all of the points that you made. Just like in general, I started out when I was your age. So it really gave me hope for the future because it was just amazing to hear all of the concrete solutions that all of you put forth, regardless of the teams you were in. Just to focus specifically, I guess, on the citizens, since as a grassroots actor, I would want to focus on that. I would like to begin by saying that, you really put forth good points on ground level actions. And as someone who works across 25 countries, it was really nice to see how varied your solutions were. And I think that if we put this out to the world, I think that we'd be able to create a lot more change, taking into account what you suggested. And, I also would like to commend the teamwork that a citizens group put forth, because I think that was one of your strongest attributes, and the seamless transitions that all of you did. It really seemed like you were a very, and since we're talking about biodiversity, it seemed like you were one organism just putting forth your point. So I thought that was really good as well. And I also feel that your question and answer part was really well handled. I think that that's where your knowledge really was showcased, because your answers were spontaneous and strong at the same time. So yeah, I think from my side, just to commend all of you once again. And I really look forward to seeing all of you grow into amazing young people and people who bring about change in our society. So congratulations to all of you and all the best in your future endeavors. Back to you, Carl.
Thank you very much. And now over to Vijo, please, to introduce yourself and make a few comments about what you observed today.
Hi, I'm Vijo Verghese. I'm the founder of Our Land Nature Reserve. So we're a nature reserve based in Thailand. We're Thailand's first privately managed wildlife reserve. And it's a plot of land that allows wild animals to go through from a bigger reserve to a river nearby for a drink of water and go back out. Although we are set up as a business. So the business group was definitely of much interest to me. But besides that, I must say that just listening to all of you guys talk about just the fact that you're all so aware about so many topics and so many ideas. Because if you go through the ideas, I was looking at that final slide, which Kirsty was circling it out, and you guys were saying that and this, and you looked at the combination of ideas there. That was a lot of ideas, a lot of research, a lot of heart you guys put into it, and it shows that you guys really, really care about the environment, and that makes a big difference. I mean, for someone like me, because for me to believe now that, I mean, I believe to some extent, but to see it even further, that you guys out there at this age, you have people who are so well researched and really into the fields of environmentalism. That's just such yeah, I must say, it warms my heart to know that there are young people out there being able to do this. So I really, really look forward to what's going to come up in the next few minutes. And yeah, that's what I've got to say. I must say that for me, specifically, the business team was definitely a fun team to look into. Yeah, because that was closer to my heart. What I do is as a business as well. Yeah.
Thank you, Vijay. Yes, it's great to see that the future is in good hands. If the participants today are any indication of that. Right, and then moving over now to Sahid, who is our third judge, to introduce himself and also to make a few comments about what he saw today.
Yes, I think, yes, my name is Sahid Okoyemi Adebisi. I am a kind of a sustainable development advocate, and I have worked for a United Nations Sustainable Development Network of universities, having more than around maybe 600 professors working on the network. And also I am deeply into research, and I am a faculty member at Osun State University in Nigeria. And most of the time I like research, and I like something that connects to nature. So listening to this very conversation, and I am feeling so comfortable that yes, we have a very sustainable future to look into, and looking at the way the students are contributing without, even if they have the prior knowledge of it, they have been taught, they have that very inbuilt the potential to actually connect with the discussion and to flow freely with what the realities are. I congratulate you all, and I must commend you all, and I must commend your teachers, and I must commend your schools for doing a very great work. And specifically, the point that has been made by every one of you are very, very amazing, and are very, very futuristic, and very, very reliable, especially when the scientists are talking about the creativity aspect of the eco-friendly pet. They are talking about the mobile app that can track these very events, and also talking about eco-friendly technology. Very wonderful, amazing. Of course, issues are what brought about the science. If there are no issues, there is no science. And issues being mentioned in your communication are very wonderful points that are very relevant. And also, I must say that the last statement that I connect with, that is natural, and that's wrap up the whole conversation, is if you want to be with the rainbow, you must learn how to comply with the rain. Very wonderful quotes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sahid. Speaking as a scientist, yeah, it's interesting that you really picked on to Kartikeya's comments about that. So right, so we are first going to announce the group winners, okay, and the group commendations. So we're going to start with the commendations, and given the comments that you've just heard from our judges, I think it will come as no surprise what the groups are going to be commended on. So we'd like the first judges group commendation to go to the business team. And the business team receive a commendation for comprehensive arguments. We think you did the best job at doing the most comprehensive overall arguments. So incredibly well done, business team, especially given that you had only 4 active members today on your team, and yet you still managed to cover so much ground. Okay, and the next judge's commendation goes to the scientists team. And it goes for evidence-based arguments and creative solutions. As Sahid was just saying, you wowed us with your ability to... you wowed us with your ability... Oh, sorry, could you mute that, please? Thank you very much. You wowed us with your ability to command the facts and to dream facts to come up with important solutions. So well done, scientist team. And finally, the third judge's commendation, group commendation today goes to the citizens team. And the judges commend you for your strategic vision and your teamwork that you displayed. I believe you had the highest number of active team members today, with 7 active members participating, and you really showed that you could work incredibly well as a team. So you received the third judge's commendation today. And that leaves the best overall group today going to the governments group for just generally having the most strong and coordinated team today. So well done, governments. You're our best overall group in this year's International Schools Primary Debates. So well done. Brilliant. And that now, oh, you're very welcome. You deserve it, all of you, all of you. Right, and then that just leaves 4 other announcements. And what we've done is we've picked an overall individual best debater from each team, okay? And we're going to start with the individual judges' commendations. And from the business team, the individual judges' commendation goes to Lelentle Ramoroka from South Africa. Well done, Lelentle.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And from the government's team, the individual commendation goes to Kaizen Tan from Malaysia. Well done, Kaizen.
Thanks. I'm literally just as surprised as...
Yes, thank you. Given the high standard today, it was very difficult to choose one overall individual winner on each team, but the judges did manage that. And then in the scientist team, the judges' individual commendation goes to Chirvan Karthikaya Batlanki. So well done. Congratulations. And finally, the best overall individual winner today, the best individual overall individual debater award goes to someone on the citizens team. And that person is Advashika Mathpal from India. So well done, Advashika. Brilliant, thank you. Judges, fellow judges, are there any other final comments you'd like to add before we move back to Kirsty?
Yeah, I just wanted to say to all of you guys again, once again, an amazing job. I know it's very difficult for all of you guys to think of different positions, because some of you were the government, some of you were the business side of things, some of you were scientists, right? Some of you were the citizen. Amazing job that you guys actually stepped into each of the shoes of those people and then thought about what you could do, right? And then you have Daniel over there showing his little his turtle as well. Well-written essay is there. But I just want to say that really good job, guys. And one important thing that you want to remember for the future, for all of you guys, is that remember that you are not going to be just a government or just a scientist or just a businessman. Make sure in the future as you go along and you got to try to make environmental change, right? Just the way as one of our judges here is, right? So make sure that you also think from the point of view of all the other people out there so that you can make sure that your solutions have a more holistic approach. Yeah, just make sure you guys keep doing all the stuff you do and keep planting trees. Don't forget, important stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I too would like to congratulate all of you. I think every single one of you brought forth some unique perspectives, and I think that was so amazing. So yes, congratulations. Today you really vindicated my belief that age has nothing to do with capability. All of you were the experts today, and I think that that just proves how strong we as young people are. So congratulations for that. And yes, I think that this is a learning experience for all of you and all of us as well, and it really proves how important multi-stakeholder dialogue is, because every single one of you put forth the unique points from your own sectors, and when it all comes together, as my fellow judge was just saying, it really is about creating global change at all levels. So once again, congratulations, keep doing what you're doing, and yes, I look forward to seeing all of the wonderful achievements in your lives in the future. So yes, congratulations.
Thank you very much. So with that, I'll hand back to Kirsty, but what an amazing job you've all done. And huge thanks to the TSL team led by Kirsty and Eva and our Kickstarters behind the scenes, and also to Georgie for her wonderful moderating of today's event. A huge thank you. Over to you, Kirsty. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Carl. Well, congratulations, everyone. I've worked with you over the last 8 weeks almost to prepare these debates, and you've worked so hard in your teams. You've had such good communication skills. You've been working all hours of the day on different time zones in different countries. Have you enjoyed yourselves? Yeah, big thumbs up, lots of nodding.
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. Fantastic. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed hosting.
Yes, I did.
Moderating you.
I'm actually kind of curious. Why sometimes am I blue when I turn on my background? Sometimes blue.
You're becoming a Smurf, Chino.
No.
Hopefully not in real life. But yes, I would just like to reiterate what Carl has said and thank you, and send some thank yous out. So thank you hugely to Georgie from Zulab, our moderator, for your primary debates discussion this morning. Thank you very much to our wonderful judges, Kekashan, Vijo, Sahid and Carl, for sharing your thoughts and for listening to our debates and sharing such useful comments and feedback for the students. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Eva and our Kickstarter interns who have been doing all of the technical side. Thank you, Eva, Jasmine, Chloe, Martin and Rachel for your help behind the scenes. Massive thank you to all of your teacher champions and your parents, students who have supported you in submitting your essays, giving you the time to practice, supporting you with your online sessions. I think your teachers deserve a little round of applause. Can you give them all a clap? Say thank you to your teacher champions. Well done, and parents. And finally, my absolute final thanks goes to you, all of our amazing primary school students who wrote fantastic essays, have done a lot of research, you've worked really hard with your presentations. And as I said to Kaizen's question earlier on, you're all winners in TSL Mind. You've got great futures ahead of you. You're clearly very environmentally aware and environmentally focused. And we've been really grateful that you have shared that with us all today. So I will just invite you to join us for the rest of the summit. So from Wednesday through to Saturday, we've got lots of biodiversity themed talks and events that we'd love you to come to. So you can learn more from different scientists, different educators, and different sectors of business and government to find out what they're all doing in real life, many similar to your ideas. And just to finish, saying that there will be certificates available to you for your essays and also for your debates awards today that you've earned. We'll make those available to you a little bit later on in July once the summit has finished, and we will contact you and your teacher champions to let you know when those are available. But all of you that have joined us today will be getting your certificates. So well done. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining the TSL International Primary Schools 2021 debates. And we look forward to seeing you at the rest of our Partner Power Summit. Thanks, everyone. Well done.
Thanks. Can we off our virtual background now?
Bye. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
I learned so much things in this TSL.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Malika. That's wonderful to hear. I'm glad you've enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Bye. This opportunity.
Bye.
Bye. So pretend these are